I'm Willie D along with Danny, and we're about to go in on child abuse. Yeah, child abuse, that's that dark topic that nobody wants to really talk about. But I told y'all when we first started this podcast that no topic would be off limits. And we're about to go in on child abuse with the founder of Parents Against Predators, Miss Sonia Parker.
Hey, what's up,
Welcome to
Willie D?
Live.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show to share your story. I know you got a lot of information to share with the people. Now, you have the dubious distinction of being the first guest to witness our Good Spire moment. Starting today, we are going to start off every episode on a positive note with a positive story, and we call these stories Good Spire. Today's story comes out of New Jersey, and it goes like this. When a woman realized her Uber driver was an Olympic dad, she decided to send him to Rio. Ellis Hill had never driven his Uber across the river before. However, shuttling a passenger over the bridge to New Jersey was just the latest in a series of firsts for the Philadelphia resident in July. His son, Darryl, a Penn State track and field star, had just made the U.S. Olympic team for shot put on his first try. I was thinking about getting a good bag of popcorn and sitting down to watch it on TV, said Hill. But his passenger on that Uber trip, Liz Willick, had other ideas. I was just crushed because any good parent would want to see their son or daughter compete as an Olympian. I said, Ellis, you're an Olympic father. You need to go. Willick, who works for a company that transports medical patients to and from clinical trials, quickly realized she could use her professional connections and experience to fund and plan a trip to Rio for him. After consulting with Ellis's son, Darryl, Willick launched a GoFundMe campaign to send the Olympian's father to Rio. The effort raised $8,200, easily exceeding its $7,500 goal. Ellis, who has never traveled outside of the country before, said that he's ecstatic to have the opportunity to watch his son compete in the Olympic Games. Now that's a story for you. I love it, man. That's what I'm talking about. Danny, what the hell are you doing over there?
I'm listening.
Are you with me?
I'm listening.
What you think about the story? I mean,
I heard the story.
A great story.
I mean, you know, I know you like good stories. I mean,
I'm just listening to you talk. Like every show, just be going. So
I thought you'd be like, yo, Lord, yeah, that's beautiful.
No, I mean, I think it's cool, but it's a lot of parents that don't get to watch their kids. I think it's nice of that person to just go out their way and set that up.
Right.
But
there ain't no big deal to you.
It's not. Now you make me sound like I'm a bad person. No, that's not it.
Not a big deal though, right?
It's just kind of like it was a sweet gesture, and I don't think every sweet gesture just needs to be broadcast. You just do it to do it. You don't do it to get the recognition, and you don't do it for people to be like, "Oh my God, you did a good."
Well, how did the story get in the news then?
Because people love to just say, "Oh, look at me." I hate when people do that. Like they buy something and they want to film themselves giving it to a homeless person. Like, I think you know what? I disagree with that. I'm gonna tell you why I think that's a good idea. Because I had been like that for a long, long time, not sharing what I was doing publicly, not sharing what I was doing privately for people. But it's important that people see that, because not only does it let people see the other side of you, the giving side of you, it may inspire other people to also give and to engage in those random acts of kindness. I'm going to disagree politely. I just think people are very, look at me, look, I'm doing a good deed. You don't. In my opinion, I actually, every Tuesday for Popeyes, you know how they do the $1 two-piece? Mm-hmm. I buy like 10 of them and give them out. I don't ever broadcast it.
You broadcasting it now?
Because I'm showing you. See how it looks? Do you see how it looks? I've been doing this since high school.
It only looks like that because you called out the other people that...
No, but I've been doing this since high school. I'm a college grad now. I've never... The beginning, and then I was like, this is dumb. I don't have to tell everybody I'm doing this. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
But now you see how it looks. Now that I'm broadcasting it, like, oh, look at me.
No, only because you said what you said before that. Because how you prefaced it.
Now I'm showing you.
What's her name? Danny?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Danny. I gotta disagree because I've been doing this since '98. I feed the homeless every Sunday, and on in the month of November, December, we not only feed them but we clothe them. Mm-hmm. So, and we have a lot of people reach out wanting to help. So I give them Monday through Saturday because we do Sunday. So sometimes it can inspire people to really want to do something.
So let's get into the topic. Let's get into the topic. Child abuse. That's how many levels of child abuse is there? What's the different types of child abuse?
Oh wow, Willie D.
You got the physical. You got
mental, emotional. Oh God, I should have brought my notes.
But I get
so many different levels.
There is different levels.
Yeah.
There is different levels. You got physical, sexual, emotional, all of that stuff. But how long? Let me put it like this. When did your story begin?
You mean when did I come out?
No, when did your story begin? Like you were a victim of child abuse, right? And which types?
Sexual.
Okay, so when did that begin for you?
It started when I was the age of 9 to 13.
Right, 9 through 13. And who was this by? Who?
2 uncles.
Right, and these were your
mom, brother, and dad brother.
Wow.
So, and did you tell anybody?
No.
Well, how come you didn't tell? And this was a long time, and you're still struggling to tell this story. Even, and this is what you do, but you're still struggling.
I mean, she was a child. It's like
Yeah.
when that happens and you're a child, it kind of strips that child away from you.
Yeah.
So it's like you trying to revisit it. It's like the only thing, the childhood is supposed to be the best time of your life, and for her, it's like it's not, because she has to think about this horrible thing every time she brings up her childhood. And I mean, I see exactly why you have that emotion.
I didn't even talk about it till 2009 when I moved back from Germany, and I started Parents Against Predators, and I talked about it a little brief. It was a brief interview with 26. And after I did the interview, then all my family was like, who was it? And they want to know who was it and why I didn't tell and all that. And I still didn't tell. I didn't release the names. I just kept it inside. And what really hurt me is my mom and dad both died in 2003, and they didn't know. So that really hurt me. And I just went on. And then when the story came out, when I turned 50, that was this year, in April, my story aired with the Father Time.
It's a good 50. I would have never guessed.
Me either.
I would have never guessed.
I don't look like what I've been through.
Wow.
And I just really let the Father Times go ahead and put it out.
Father Times newspaper.
Yes.
Yeah. So, have you seen your assailants since you've been an adult?
Yes. Like I was telling my friend over there, I was telling her, we feed the homeless every Sunday. Mm-hmm. So one of the uncles is homeless. And every time I see him, I hide.
To this day?
Yeah.
And so what do you think about the women, just the victims, period, because they're all guys too who experience this, who come out after years and years and years, and they just come out and they put them on blast and say, yeah, you did this to me.
For them, I think it's okay. I think they should, but for me, it's like I'm still dealing with it.
You don't want to relive it?
I don't think I really want to just say the names because of the family, my family.
And you know what? That right there proves you have a good heart, because most people would be like, he did this, your husband is this, your dad is this. They'd be on everybody's news station. For you to say that you don't want to be that person takes a strong woman, because I don't know how. I probably would air everything out. Yeah.
I would too. I'd give their ass up. I mean, I have no love.
Especially if they have children. It's like,
I don't give a damn. I don't care what they got. They're going to get some time, or they're going to get some, they're going to get some slugs in their ass or something, of a real talk. I mean, I ain't playing. I think that's one of the most egregious things that you can do to a person. You take an innocent child and steal their whole childhood, and it carries on. It carries over.
But you know what? Your show is so real, so I just want to put this out and say this, you know, at the age of 9 and 13, you get so used to it, you start thinking it's right. And it's wrong.
Right.
And it's hurtful. It's hurtful to think about, like,
yeah.
These my uncles, and they making me have sex with them. So it's still like.
And you don't want to upset the family dynamic. You don't want to get them in trouble.
I just don't want to embarrass. It's like I'm still embarrassed. I'm still ashamed. Even though I just started going to therapy, I just started going to counseling after 50 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just, it's hurtful. It's shameful, and this is real. This happens every day, and I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, not my family, or not this coach, or not my brother, not my dad." Yeah, your own dad, your own uncle, your own aunt, they do this.
Mm-hmm. It's actually crazy because I had conversations with friends, and you wouldn't realize how many people you know had gone through something, whether it's actually them getting touched or their uncle's like, "Ooh, you sexy." Yeah. You would never, like, I have so many friends, when I talk to them, I'm like, what the hell? Like, all of y'all have been through something.
Yeah. That's true.
It's bad. Like, I didn't know that so many of the women in my family had been abused until, I'm talking like maybe 10 years ago. I mean, they just keep it, and for my family, and it was an uncle, low down at, I mean, hey man, you know, I'm sorry, man, for my aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody who still love his ass. I don't have no love for him, so I said his damn name. You know, I don't care. You know, I don't feel like he deserved to be protected. And he did. He died. Mm-hmm. He died just before I killed him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lying. Lord. I was gonna take him down. You know what I'm saying? He was still at it, almost to death. He was still at it, and he almost got it. You know, if it wasn't for my cousin, you know, I'd have had it on my record. You know, I was not playing with him. I just don't have. I just think these cats people need to stop protecting these dudes. And for my family, they shuttered him from one family to the next, knowing what he was, because like the women in the family, the grown women, they knew what he was doing. His sisters knew. All the sisters that he lived with, they knew what he was doing, and they protected him. And the thing that I can't understand, when people protect him to the extent to where they allow him to come into the house, they allow a family member to come into the house, they know he's a predator, and they have little small children. Mm-hmm. And they say, well, you just don't leave him alone with Uncle Buster. Just don't leave him alone.
Why is it so? You know? Why do you think this is okay to say?
Yeah. Like, don't leave him alone. That's their whole protection plan. Yeah. Which I just can't leave him alone with my children, but he can come stay. I don't love anybody that much. I just don't love. To me, you're automatically an enemy when you cross that line.
I am gonna say I can relate to you in a way. It wasn't as extent from you, but it happened when I was younger, and I remember I didn't tell anybody for like 4 years, and I just happened to say something to my god sister, who told my aunt, and my aunt was like, "Why did you say that?" I didn't think, you know, I was probably like 8, and I don't think I thought that it was like, I don't know, I just didn't think that it was something that I needed to. I think if I said something, they would believe him over me, and I didn't want that, because I was already like, I don't know if this is right, wrong, but I was starting to get to an age where I could realize right from wrong like that. I didn't say anything because I was just like, if he says it didn't happen, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. And I remember telling my god sister, and it was just so casually, like, oh yeah, you know. And my mom just cried, like she just lost it. And she wasn't even with the guy anymore. It was years later. So I definitely get where you're coming from, why you didn't say nothing, and why you're just now finding it okay to say something, even though this is 30 plus years later.
Did you have other siblings in the household at the time?
Yes, but it was like I was the target.
Are you sure that they wasn't also
Did they
abused?
know at the time, or did you not even tell them until you got older?
No, no one knew till 2009 that it was going on. And I don't think they was the target, but I know I have other cousins that my uncle was sleeping with. I found that out. They didn't come out and tell me, but I kind of found it out through somebody else.
But how did you? This is what I want to know, because I want this conversation to be as candid as possible, because I know that somebody is watching this show right now and they're going through it right now, and they don't know how to get out. They don't know, and they're looking at you saying, "Hey, they want that information. They're like, give me some solutions. What should I do?" For that, young girl that's out there, even a young boy that's out there that might be going through it. What could you tell them?
They have to tell somebody that they trust that can help them to get this person away or get this person locked up. And that's what I say now. You have to speak out. You have to tell someone. You have to tell someone, because if you don't, they would be like me. I held it in.
Right.
And this person was going around doing other people the same way.
Right.
Now, what is something parents should look for in a child? Because, some kids might not watch this, but what's like a sign a parent who is watching could probably pick up and just think like, okay, something has to be going on with my child?
Some of the signs that distant, angry, to they self a lot. I can't think right now. Just that's some of them.
We're going to give you a moment to clear your head, and we'll be right back.